Well, hello, Cornerstone friends. This is Mr. Matt from Classroom 6 coming to you from beautiful Classroom 6. That's why I'm wearing my mask today, so I don't get any, so I don't spread or get any of the COVID-19 germs. I'm responsible. Okay, so when we last checked in with our friend June Lee, okay, and this is June Lee right here. He was telling Isabel that he was going to check out two jobs. One was at Seacoast Industries, machine operator. The other one was a painting job. And he said he was going to check out the painting job because he had painting experience. So let's just zoom in here. Okay. This story is entitled, I can move up here, June's First Interview. And he's interviewing with Mr. Bloom. Doesn't necessarily look like I don't know. I mean, he looks like he might be a little miffed. I don't know. He's not smiling, but he's the boss. And June's in the interviewee seat. June's the one being interviewed. So June's in the hot seat, I guess. Okay, Mr. Bloom also has a slightly messy desk. He's the boss, and June's at the interview. So let's see how this goes. June looks a little nervous. Let's see how it goes for June. All right. So your job is to listen, is to read or listen to the conversation between June Lee and Ned Bloom. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit again. Okay, that's not too much. All right. June says, "I'm June Lee. I'm here about the house painting job." And then Ned says, "Oh yeah." Mr. Bloom says, "Oh yeah, sit down." And then June says, "Here's my resume." And he hands him a piece of paper, which has all his information on where he's worked, where he's gone to school, and stuff like that, what kind of experience he has, things that he's done. You know, I have a resume, and you probably have a resume too. You made here at Cornerstone, and it probably kind of looks like this presentation I'm giving right here, like a PowerPoint presentation. If you don't have a resume, we'll make you one very soon. Okay? So June hands him his piece of paper resume, and Mr. Bloom says, "Yeah, I need another painter for my business. We're real busy, you know." And June says, "I have done some painting. I know it doesn't say so on my resume, but..." And then Mr. Bloom interrupts him and says, "In or out?" And June is confused, so he says the polite thing, "Excuse me?" And then Mr. Bloom says again, "In or out? Have you done inside painting or outside painting?" And June says, "Both." June's starting to get a little bit nervous now. And then Mr. Bloom says, "Good. When?" And June says, "Excuse me?" Because again, he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. So he says the polite thing, "Excuse me?" And Mr. Bloom says, "When did you do this painting?" And then June says, "Oh, I painted my sister's house 2 years ago. Last summer, I painted the apartments in the building where I live." And then Mr. Bloom says, "Well, I think I need someone with a little more experience." And then June says, "I can learn." And then Mr. Bloom says, "Well, I'll let you know." Okay. Then June says, "Okay, thank you for your time." That's the polite thing to say at the end of the interview. Right. Okay, now we're going to complete the sentences. We're going to correctly choose the word that completes each sentence to show that he understood the story. Okay? Okay, so June blanked his sister's house. What did June do to his sister's house? What did he say in the interview with Mr. Bloom? Did he say, zoom out just a little bit? That's not a little bit, but that's okay. Did he say he built his sister's house? Let me zoom in again. Did June say he built his sister's house? You know, the hammer and nails? Did he build his sister's house? Did June say he painted his sister's house? Did June say he bought his sister a house with money? You know? What did he say? What did that June guy say? Let's see. If you said he painted his sister's house, you are correct. Put an X right there. And if you're filling out this form and doing this assignment in Microsoft Word, you can do the same thing. Click the X, click the box, and put an X. Show that you have the correct answer. Now, if you're feeling really industrious, and you have your parents' help, maybe, you can type in June painted his sister's house. That's what he said. June painted his sister's house. That's part of his experience, his work experience. Okay. All right, we're going to complete the sentences some more. Number 2, June gave Mr. Bloom his what? What did he give Mr. Bloom? He handed something over to him. Did he hand him his W-2 form? Okay, a W-2 form, you're probably wondering, is what a W-2 form is it's a piece of paper that you have to fill out your name, address, social security number, and all that. That's when you start a job, you have to tell the government how much you want them to take out in taxes from your check. You know, if you have like a son or a daughter, you can claim what you want. You know, you have a dependent. But if it's just you working and you're not married and you don't have a house and yada yada yada, you should probably claim zero. Okay, so that they take the most taxes out and you can get refunded each year. Okay, so did June hand Mr. Bloom his W-2 form? No, he didn't, because you don't get a W-2 form until after you get hired. So June has not been hired by Mr. Bloom. Did he hand Mr. Bloom the sandwich? Well, I don't know. Maybe that would help him get the job if you gave Mr. Bloom the sandwich. I don't know. Mr. Bloom didn't seem to be in such a good mood. Maybe a sandwich would cheer him up. Did he hand Mr. Bloom his resume? Oh, yes. You see, now a resume is a piece of paper or a PowerPoint presentation that tells when you did things, like the clock when you did things, and talk about where you went to school, see a little graduation hat. It talks about great things that you've done, like awards and honors that you've done. And it talks about your work experience. So yes, June did hand Mr. Bloom his resume. Let's look at that resume. Oops. June gave Mr. Bloom his resume. Alrighty then. Okay. June doesn't have the right blank for the job. What does he have right? The right what? The right what? What does June have? Does he not have the right haircut for the job? Is that what Mr. Bloom said? Hmm. Does he not have the right experience for the job? Hmm. Did you not have the right shirt for the job? Is that what was said in the interview? Okay, so Mr. Bloom didn't really come right out and say it. Actually, no, he did. He said, we're looking for someone with a little more experience. Okay? All right, to which Junior replied, I can learn, but bosses don't always really want to teach you how to do your job. So if you don't have enough experience, you know, you may not get the job. But that's okay. There are other jobs. Juniors need to find out. Mr. Bloom has a painting what? Does he have a painting set? Does he paint pictures? Does he have a painting business where he makes money for painting people's houses? Does he have a painting easel so he can make paintings with paintbrushes, paintings of people, portraits, or maybe landscapes that he might decide to paint, you know, outside a nice painting? Well, Mr. Blue is hiring somebody, so he no doubt has a painting business. Right? Yes, Mr. Blue owns a painting business. He's the head honcho, the big cheese. He's the one doing the hiring. He's the boss. Okay, on to the next page. June says he can. Hold on, I think a second here. June says he can blank more about painting. June says he can do what more about painting? He says he can talk more about painting. I don't know. Talk more about painting. Does June say he can buy more about painting? Spend money and buy more about painting? Did June say he can learn more about painting? Yes, that is what June said. He said you can learn, which you probably can. You can too. You can learn. Yeah. So come on. So June said you can learn more about painting. He said, I can learn. All right, on to the next page. What do you think? What do you think? Did June get the job? Yes or no? Did it seem like you got that job? Probably not. You know, it didn't seem like Mr. Bloom was too impressed with him. But that's okay because there are other jobs. How do you think June felt during the interview? Do you think he felt happy? Do you think he felt nervous? Hmm. Well, I would think that he probably felt nervous, right? You know, he didn't always understand what Mr. Bloom was saying because he kept saying, "Excuse me," you know, and he was trying to answer the questions, but Mr. Bloom interrupted him a few times. So that might make someone nervous. How would you feel, okay, during an interview like that, a job interview? Well, I don't know about you, but I always get nervous during job interviews. It's just a matter of using your coping strategies. Are those coping strategies? Like deep breathing, calm yourself down. I always get nervous during interviews. I think a lot of people do. So I'd probably be nervous. You know, who knows? Maybe you'd be happy looking into it. Maybe I'd be happy looking into it. I don't know. So, all right, that kind of wraps up that assignment, Cornerstone friends. So stay tuned. Okay, Cornerstone friends, I figured we'd do a little money identification here. All right, so the coin money identification. All right, okay, so what is this shown on the screen here? Okay, the same as this coin right here. This is what the front looks like. This coin is the same as the one on the screen. Is this a dollar, a half dollar, a dime, or a quarter? If you said dime, you are correct. Very good. All right, what is that one there? The front, that's the back of the coin. The front looks like this. Got a picture, profile picture of Abraham Lincoln. Okay. And what is this? Is this a dime? A nickel? A dollar? A penny? You're right, it's a penny. Nice one. And here we go again. I could have sworn we just did this one, but here's the front. There's the back. Okay. So what is this coin? Is it a quarter? Nickel? Dollar? Penny? Let's see. Penny. Alrighty then. Ah, which coin is this? It's interesting how they keep showing us the back or the reverse. This is the front of this coin, or the obverse. Okay, this is a profile picture on the front of this coin of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. All right, is this a dime, a nickel, a half dollar, a dollar? Right, it's a nickel. Nice going. Ah, okay, the back of another famous coin. This is the front. All right, this is what the front of this coin looks like. It has a profile picture of George Washington, the father of our country, first president of the United States, and a famous general who helped us win the Revolutionary War against Great Britain. Okay, is this a dollar, half dollar, quarter, nickel? Yep, this is a quarter. One piece of a dollar. One quarter. All right. Okay, now we need to count some money here. Okay, on the right we have a quarter. This is the front, and on the back is a bird. This is an eagle. American eagle. This is a penny. This is the front, and the back is a picture of Monticello, which is a building in Washington D.C. All right, so a quarter is worth 25 cents. Okay, 25. So we just start with 25 and we go up by 1. We add 1 to it. We get 26. Aha, see? Great job. Okay, over here we have a nickel. front. On the back is a picture of. Oh, you know what? I was wrong before. On the back of a nickel is the picture of Monticello, right here. This is the picture of Monticello, which is Jefferson's home. Okay. On the back of Penny, over here, these two are pennies. All right. On the back of the penny is a picture of the Lincoln Memorial, which is the building in Washington D.C. Silly me. Okay, so we always start with the largest coin first. And in this case, a nickel is worth 5 cents. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and a penny is worth. We got 2 pennies, so that gives us 2 more cents to add to the 5. So we have 5, 6, 7. So altogether we have 5, 6, 7. 7 cents. Okay, oh, now we're getting a little tough here. Okay, so two quarters, these 2 quarters here, which look like this on the front. These 2 quarters here together are worth 50 cents. 50. Right? And these 3 pennies are each worth 1 cent. So we just count up from 50. Up from 50. We're counting by ones again. So 50 plus 1 is 51. 50 plus 2 is 52. 50 plus 3 is 53. 53 cents. Okay, that's all we have time for today, Cornerstone friends. Thank you very much. Next comes the song. Okay, here's the song. Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about science books. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography. Don't know much trigonometry. Don't know much about algebra. Don't know what a slide rule is for. But I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Hey, now I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. Maybe by being an A student, baby, I can win your love for me. Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. Don't know much about science books. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that you love me too. What a wonderful world this could be. What a wonderful world this could be. What a wonderful world this could be.